Okay, amigos, next one. We're going to talk about adjetivos, adjectives. In Spanish, adjetivos. In English, adjectives. These are words that describe nouns or pronouns. So if we want to say the boy is tall, the girl is smart, the tree is ugly, anything we want to say, those modifying words that describe the boy or the girl or the tree, those are our adjectives. You probably remember this from last year, but if anybody's having trouble with it, that's what these videos are for, okay? So, if we have a chico, and we want to say that he's tall, el chico, right? We say alto. But what if we want to talk about a girl, la chica? What's going to change about alto? I can hear you saying it, you're right. It's going to become alta, right? And what if we have a bunch of boys, los chicos? Yeah, then we're going to change it to altos. And if we have a lot of girls, we're going to say las chicas, and they're all tall, altas. Okay, now here's where I really need you to follow along. Most of you, I guess I don't know, most isn't fair. Some of you may be thinking you just match this guy right here, right? That's one way to look at it, but that doesn't always work. What about the word la clase? Now what do I do? I probably wouldn't say alto for la clase, but let's say we want to talk about a good class. What am I going to do to bueno to match? In this instance, this guy doesn't tell me nothing. We go back to that first video about number and gender. The thing we're going to look at is right here, the la. And that's going to tell us that what we want is buena. Now, if you go back with me and look at these first ones, we matched the L. We didn't match the O at the end of chico. We matched the L. It just so happens that it works out that the O at the end of alto matches chico. Yeah, that's a shortcut you can use and you'll be right a lot of the time, but not all the time. If you look at this guy here, you'll be right every single time. The la matches alta, the los matches altos, and the las matches altas. I hope you remember this when I talked to you about the definite article, that I wrote it like this: el, la, los, las. And I made a line here that separated the masculine from the feminine, and I made a line here that separated the singular from the plural. So you have 4 choices for the word the. Get ready for me to blow your mind. I'll give you a second. Okay, ready? The actually is an adjective. It's a special kind of adjective, and I think I mentioned this before, called an article. The is what's called the definite article. It's an adjective already. El, la, los, las. It's one of 4 versions. Masculine singular, feminine singular, masculine plural, feminine plural. Make sense? Okay, let's go back to alto. There's 4 versions of alto. What are the 4 versions? There's going to be 1 to match each of these. Which means, and I know you know this already, but if you don't, or you want some review, or you know it but you don't know why it's happening, hopefully this is helpful. Alto, alta, altos, altas. And if we go back up here, these are the words when we were making a match, right? Alto matched this guy here, el chico, masculine singular. So what I want you to notice is the boxes we kind of made, the spaces we made, are the same. We have masculine singular, masculine plural, feminine singular, feminine plural, just like we had with the el, la, los, las. Most adjectives are going to end in O. Not all of them, though. Here's one you remember. Grande. What's the deal with grande? Well, if I said el libro, you would probably say grande. And you'd be right. If I say la casa, you would say grande. Again, correct. You're very smart. If I had a bunch of books, what's going to happen now? Grandes. We just added an S. But what about las casas? Now what's going to happen? Trick question, just grandes. So if we were to make the same chart for grande with our masculine, feminine, singular, plural, the thing you'd notice is the singulars are the same. Masculine, feminine doesn't matter. Plurals are the same. Masculine, feminine doesn't matter. Okay, so now we've come to the first thing that I'm going to give you that's a way I think about it. That's stupid. I know it's stupid, but it might be helpful to you. I think of words, adjectives that end in E. Some clothes that you wear, you might say like that's a thing a boy would wear, and some clothes you wear, some would say that's a thing a girl would wear. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm saying some people might view it that way. But there are also some items that no one would consider inherently clothing for one gender or the other, right? Grande is like that. It's like a, I don't know, Cleveland Indians t-shirt or something like that. Anybody can wear that. It's not designed to be specifically, t-shirts in general aren't, for this or for that. It's not like a tuxedo or an evening gown that's generally considered to be for one or the other. Okay. There are other adjectives that have the same situation, where the masculine and feminine coincide, and the singular and plural are the only difference. Grande or grandes. See how they're actually both that one form? Okay, so what are they? Well, remember the word blue, the color? Azul. Oh, I should have written it in blue. That would have been so clever. Look at me, I'm clever. Okay, clever on my second try. Same thing. If it ends in the letter L, all you get is two versions of it. Azul, azules. Right? That's it. The masculine and feminine coincide. The only difference really is singular and plural. Feliz means happy. You can have one happy person, el chico feliz, because the feminine's the same. So it's going to be just like the L or the E. It's only going to be singular plural. Now, do you remember from the previous video when we talked about this troublesome Z? So what's going to happen when I say los chicos? That's right, felices. So if an adjective ends in Z, the other version of it is going to be CES. Remember that Z changes to a C. And when you're trying to decide which version of the adjective to use, whether it's one of these that only has two versions, or whether it's one of the original ones you learned that has four versions, like this guy here, remember, you don't want to try to match the last letter, because that doesn't always work. What if you end up with la clase? What do you end up with? El árbol. Ooh, remember tree? Yeah, go ahead, try to match that. I dare ya. You can't. But you can match this. El árbol bueno. Or el árbol grande. I'm just making them singular. Or el árbol feliz, a happy tree. Some of you watch Bob Ross, right? El árbol, a blue tree, azul. Yeah, some of those, these are not great examples. But you can see I'm picking the singular, and I knew to pick singular because I looked at El. This is where I go to match my adjectives. Okay, that's it.